Hi, this is Joe with Klock Werks along with Noah. Today we're going to show you how easy it is to change out your front fender and modify a Klock Werks front fender, and we're going to be doing that on this 2014 Softail Slim. Now we chose Noah to do this project because he is not one of our normal fabricators in the shop. He's actually in charge of shipping and receiving and warehouse management. And just going to allow somebody who has never done this before to show you how easy it can be. First thing to start off with is we're going to remove the stock front fender, which requires a 1/4 inch Allen and 1/2 inch open end wrench. Have at it, huh?
Alright, I've removed the 4 bolts and the fender is now free. I'll carefully remove this so I don't scratch any paint. And then we'll mock up our Klock Werks Benchmark fender. Alright, Joe's got the slicer front fender here. We'll mock this up using the stock hardware. What do you want to say about that?
There's nothing to say, it's easy.
Alright, it's easy.
Put it back in the way the other one came out.
Alright, we have the Hugger Series slicer front fender on using your stock hardware. This gives you a view of from stock to Klock. We also have spacer adapters that go with these fenders to compensate for the gap between the fork leg and the fender. Next up, we'll remove the slicer and we'll show you the Klock Werks Benchmark front fender. Here's our Klock Werks Benchmark front fender. This will be the one that I'll be modifying today. As you can see, the Benchmark has a lot more meat than the slicer did. So we'll be showing you how to make your fender a little more custom. I have a few drawings drawn up and we'll decide which style we like the best and then we'll start cutting.
Yeah.
You bet.
We narrowed it down to 2 that we both liked, and this one is the fender cut that won. We got something special for you here, Noah.
Okay.
You get an A+ gold star.
No smiley face? God dang it.
To make amends and needs me there, and I can't be there. She's drunk again, she is out of her head.
So we got Noah prepped for surgery here. You to use a cutoff wheel and start cutting out his front fender. What I'm going to have him do is cut the center up to his line on both the tail and the tip of the fender, and then cut along the profile. And then we'll have a complete one side of the fender. We'll make a template and duplicate it on the other side. Basically, after Noah's cut out, roughed in the shape of his fender, I'm just showing him with a hand file how to dress the edge of the fender. We could use a grinder or other power tools, but just really using a file is the best way to get a nice clean edge, clean out any of the transitions, make the radiuses nice and smooth. Power tools will just tend to get away from you and end up taking out more material than you want. After I get this one dressed out, then Noah's going to do the other one, and then we'll go to making a pattern for the other side. And to show the transformation of the fender, here are the sections that Noah cut off from the original profile, from the full Benchmark to the custom Noah front fender.
Here we have the modified fender. After we cut the first side, we made our template, cut the second side to match. Now it's mocked up on the bike. We still have some finishing process left to make sure everything's symmetrical and smooth and ready for paint. The design of this fender, I wanted something that was a little beefier than the stock fender, but still not a huge fender. It's still pretty small and compact. You know, with our fender, you get rid of the rivets on the side that a stock fender has. So this is a really easy way for you to take our fender and make it your own. Again, I've never ever done this in the metal room. They only let me tape boxes around here, so if I can do it, it's pretty simple. Since we changed the cut of the fender, we can also drop it if we'd like, now that we have more clearance up front. If that's the style you want, you can re-drill the holes and reposition the fender on the bike. I think we might end up leaving it as is.
If you should happen to want to lower the fender and get it closer to the tire, what we use around here to make sure that we have ample tire clearance is we'll use an old drive belt. And if that can fit in between the tire and the fender around the perimeter, we're confident that we have ample clearance for the tire expansion so that we're not going to ever rub on the inside of the fender. Just a tip in how we do it here. In closing, first just want to thank you for watching the video, and hopefully what Noah showed here, that in literally from start to finish while shooting this video, we spent less than 2 hours. And for somebody who's never done it before, hopefully that's an inspiration to you to go out there in your garage, your shop, and do some custom work on your motorcycle. And of course, Klock Werks stamped fenders are a great way to start. And if you do it, be sure to email us pictures. We'd love to see it and share it on our social media. Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!